Hey folks, here is the materials video, the companion to the Acrylic Abstract Diptych, and hopefully there'll be some information, maybe something new, something different you hadn't thought of. This diptych means two panels. Usually they're the same size side by side. Because of where this painting was going, up a staircase, instead of doing one large painting, I decided to do a diptych, and I chose to do it with these perpendicular canvases instead of equal canvases side by side. These are the comps that I did for the client for her to see. She wanted thistles. She had a particular subject in mind. These are some of the color combinations and some of the approaches that I put in. And I stretched my own canvases. You're going to see these in just a second. Here are the two. To the right is 30 by 60, to the left 24 by 48, and I have them C-clamped together, as well as a C-clamp under the one that's sticking out to stabilize it, because I worked on this off and on for sometimes I wasn't able to work on them for weeks at a time. I wanted them stabilized, I wanted them secure. And as you can see too, while I'm working on them, they're wiggling, so I'm putting force on them. And I didn't want to have to worry about them coming out of alignment. What I'm using, I did this preliminary sketch with a soft 6B graphite stick. And now I have, and there's the stick, I have medium mixed in with some water, and I'm diffusing it. I'm not just using water, I'm using some medium because I wanted a binding agent. Here is the sketching with the graphite, and depending on how much you put down, you can get a really strong value. This stuff bleeds out, and you know, you can put more graphite down, but look at this. This is about half and half, just clear gel, cut down, there it is. And it didn't matter whether it was gel or not, I mean a gloss or not, because it was such a preliminary step. This was an underpainting, under sketch, and it was all going to get covered up over the course of the painting. So I just needed the binder to keep the graphite and to give me a good binding agent between that and my paint. The brushes were not good brushes. That old China bristle brush is half worn down already, because you can see I'm scrubbing as I'm working that. I'm scrubbing, I'm pushing that graphite around, and now I have that medium mixed in with some pigment, some acrylic paint and the medium, and a little bit of water just so it flows. And again, as I hit that graphite, it bleeds, it smears, and you say, well, if you're going to cover it all up, why put it down? But that helps me to get a feel for it. Here's the finished piece, or a section of the finished piece. And you can see, you don't actually see those sketches, but I know they're there. Next, I go in with texture. I've got a large palette knife. I had a couple, but this is the main one that I use almost all the time with this. And I have a texture that is, I've experimented with various textures. I like this particular one because it is flexible, and the same thing, you don't want to use more than 50-50 with your paint. This adds body. It stiffens up your paint, and you get a lot of really rich texture. It also increases the dry time of the acrylics. They dry fast anyway, but this makes it even faster, and it doesn't really affect the colors. These are my palettes. This is a throwback from some of my classes that I teach. I've got a lot of beginners, and we use these styrofoam plates. Nice thing is you can just put the top on if you've got to take a break. Here is another shot of the finished piece. There is the C-clamp underneath for stability. And then I've got a little bit, and see, as I'm working, I paint the edges. I don't frame my pieces. I take the painting and I cover I let it run over the edge. Here they are disassembled after they've finished, and you can see that white edge. I started painting the other one and went, oh, I gotta stop and document. So I literally am putting the colors down almost in sequence that I did the edge. I mean the front of the painting. Okay, here is a close-up of the texture. And I also used puff paint, craft paint. These are, and I was able to draw with that. Now, if you find some of this stuff useful, by all means, subscribe, follow, comment, click on some of these others. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.